Hey, Michael Matt here. You tired of those annoying ads cluttering up our YouTube videos? We are too. Start watching our show at the totally ads-free remnant-tv.com.
The Holocaust was overwhelmingly a Jewish tragedy, but it was substantially a Christian scandal. Why was it a Christian scandal? Because it was perpetrated by overwhelmingly baptized Christians in ostensibly Christian lands.
You can say, yeah, but what about Christians suffering all over the world? Because you know they are. That's the number one group suffering persecution in the world today are Christians.
Jesus told his followers that they would be targets, hunted, arrested, and made to stand witness before governors and kings. Today, persecution is just as real, and in many countries, being a Christian is just as risky. 380 million Christians currently experience high levels of persecution and discrimination for their faith. That's 1 in 7 believers worldwide.
Do we get to talk about that? Do we get to talk about how long that's been the case? How long Christians, because our revolutionary dogma of the faith is to turn the other cheek, right? We're not really great at revenge and fighting back, right? We're easy. They pick on Christians, and they've been doing it for centuries. Never mind that for centuries Christians have been suffering and dying under persecutions, starting when the founder of Catholicism, of Christianity, was crucified as a criminal on a cross. And moving a little bit further, we have the lions at the Circus Maximus. The Christians slaughtered, the assassination of Thomas Becket, execution of Thomas More, and the martyrs of Tyburn. On the Boxer Rebellion later on in China, 500,000 slaughtered in the Vendée, kings and queens beheaded, nuns, priests slaughtered, cathedrals burned and broken all over Europe by the Enlightenment, the Catholic cathedrals, the Catholic centers trashed, burned, monasteries stolen by King Henry VIII, thousands of Mexican Catholics hanging from telegraph poles. In Mexico's Freemasonic revolution against the cross, Turkish massacres in Armenia. In the past 2,000 years, it's estimated that at least 70 million Christians have been killed, slaughtered. 2/3 of that 70 million in the past 100 years alone in the bloodbaths of the Soviet Union, Communist China, and Nazi Germany. Now, as an aside, I know something about that last one. My father gave 4 years of his life fighting the very people who were responsible for the Holocaust. He fought in the European theater for 4 years in World War II. Here, in fact, I can show you, Walter can get a camera on this. This is my father receiving the Bronze Star for his work in U.S. intelligence in the war. Here's my father's actual Bronze Star for his work in Army intelligence, U.S. Army intelligence in the war against the Nazis. Here's his ID card. I could just go on all day. I've got all of this stuff here if anybody's curious. His ID card for U.S. armed forces in the Middle East during World War II, the war against the Nazis. Somewhere in here are his dog tags. Dog tags, World War II, for Pete's sakes. But wait, there's more. Here's a little photograph that hopefully Walter can zoom in on. That's my grandfather, Joseph Matt, KSG, being awarded Germany's Federal Meritorious Cross, Germany's highest honor for his work in opposing Hitler's National Socialists during World War II. You know who that is? Giving my grandfather that medal? That's Theodor Hess, the first president of West Germany after the war, who in 1956 traveled from Germany to St. Paul, specifically to honor my grandfather for his work in the Catholic Press Apostolate, his tireless fight against Adolf Hitler, a madman who, together with Joseph Stalin, exterminated millions of Catholics and Christians in Europe. In this book, we were on the home front, getting attacked again by the purveyors of fake news, by the Hollywood leftists. Here is a newspaper clipping, interestingly enough, from 1944 when my grandfather and my uncles had to sue members of the Hollywood left, such as actor Orson Welles, for libel against the Catholic newspapers that they were publishing at the time, right? So what's the point of this show and tell? Enough with the anti-Semitism charge. It's BS. Enough. That's not going to work on me. It's not going to work on us. That is fake news. It's slander. It's libel. It's perverse. And it's sick. And it's the same type of thing, the same fake news, the same fake loaded charges, right? The modus operandi being used right now to cajole American conservatives, pro-lifers, Christians, to bless Israel's ethnic cleansing in the Holy Land, because if you don't, you're an anti-Semite. Now, this is not going to end well if we don't wake up soon as to what is really, really going on.